How to make a small garden feel restful without spending much. Have you ever looked at a small garden and felt that it had potential, but somehow it still did not feel restful? Maybe the plants are there. Maybe the weather is finally getting better. Maybe everything is starting to grow again. And yet the space still feels unfinished, scattered, or not very inviting. It is outside, yes, but it does not quite feel like a place where you want to slow down and stay. And that is what I want to talk about today. Before we continue, I would love to welcome everyone to the Design SK Studio channel, where you can learn about design tutorials for better living. Please subscribe, like and share. Thank you. Today's topic is how to make a small garden feel restful without spending much. When people think about gardens, a lot of them imagine big landscapes, expensive makeovers, lush flower beds, fancy outdoor furniture, and those picture-perfect spaces that seem to belong to somebody with endless time and money. But in real life, many people have something much smaller than that. A modest yard, a narrow side garden, a compact patio, a little patch of green, or even just a corner outside the door. And the good news is, a small garden does not need to be impressive to feel restorative. A small garden just needs to feel usable, calm, and gently welcoming. That is an important difference, because a lot of outdoor spaces fail not because they are too small, but because they are never shaped into a place that supports actual life. Outdoor spaces may have plants, but no real sense of comfort. Outdoor space may have potential beauty, but no invitation to pause. Outdoor spaces may look acceptable from a distance, but not feel like somewhere you naturally want to spend time. So instead of asking how to make a small garden look richer, sometimes a better question is how to make your small garden feel more restful. And once you start looking at your small garden that way, the whole approach changes. First of all, a restful garden needs some kind of focus. Not a perfect design, not a dramatic centerpiece, but a feeling that the space has a quiet purpose. When a garden feels scattered, the mind feels scattered too. A few pots over here, random objects over there, one lonely chair that does not seem connected to anything, maybe a patch of plants that are healthy enough but not really forming a clear experience. All of that can make a garden feel more like leftover space than a real place. So one of the easiest and least expensive things you can do is create a simple focal intention. The focal intention could be a chair and a small table in one settled corner. Or the focal intention could be a bench facing the nicest view, even if that view is just a favorite plant or a tree. The focal intention could also be a small grouping of pots, arranged with more purpose, rather than spread around without rhythm. And finally, the focal intention could be one path that feels clear, instead of a yard that feels visually broken up. The point is not to decorate more. Instead, the purpose of designing a small garden is to help the space feel like it knows what it is for. And once a small garden has that quiet sense of purpose, it begins to feel more restful almost immediately. Then there is the issue of clutter, and outdoor clutter is often overlooked. People usually think of clutter as something inside the house, but gardens can collect visual noise too. Random tools left out, mismatched containers, old planters, broken edging, too many small decorative items, unused furniture, leftover materials, tangled hoses. All of these things may seem harmless one by one, but together they can make the outdoor space feel mentally tiring. A garden does not have to be empty to feel calm, but it does need some visual breathing room. And this is especially true in small gardens, where every object has more impact. In a compact space, one unnecessary item can disturb the whole mood much more than it would in a large yard. That is why cleaning, editing, and planning the space matters outdoors just as much as it does indoors. Sometimes the cheapest garden improvement is simply removing what is interrupting the peace. After that, think about seating. This sounds obvious, but many gardens are treated as things to look at rather than places to be in. And if there is nowhere comfortable or natural to sit, the garden never fully becomes part of daily life. Even a small stool, a modest chair, or a simple bench can completely change the meaning of the space. A small stool or chair will tell your mind that this is not just an area to maintain. It is a place where you can pause. And honestly, seating matters more than people think, because restful gardens are not just about plants. The seating is about relationships. The relationship between your body and space. The relationship between movement and pause. The relationship between looking and staying. That is why some gardens look pretty but still do not feel restorative, because some gardens were arranged to be seen, not to be inhabited. A restful small garden needs at least one moment where the body feels considered. And there is another point people often miss, and that is enclosure. Now, this does not mean building walls or making everything feel closed in. What it means is that most people feel more at ease in outdoor spaces when there is at least a slight sense of protection. The enclosure can come from taller plants at the edge, a fence softened with greenery, a corner seat, a trellis, a few larger containers creating a boundary, or even just a thoughtful arrangement that makes the space feel held together. Without any sense of enclosure, a small garden can feel exposed rather than restful. This is one reason cafes, courtyards, and old gardens often feel comforting. They create that gentle balance between openness and shelter. You can still enjoy light and air, but the space also gives you a quiet feeling of being held. And that feeling does not have to cost much. Sometimes it is simply a matter of moving containers closer together, using taller plants in the right place, or creating a more intentional edge. Another inexpensive way to make a garden feel better is to simplify the planting rhythm. In small spaces, too many different plant personalities can make the garden feel busy. One of this, one of that, a little color here, a strange gap there, something tall, something tiny, something drooping, something stiff, and before you know it, the garden feels visually jumpy. But in similar tones, repeated forms, or grouped plantings are used, even a modest garden starts to feel more settled. This does not mean the garden has to be boring, it just means the eye needs some calm too. Repeating a few plants or keeping a more limited palette often creates a more peaceful impression than trying to include everything at once. And since budget is part of the conversation, repetition is useful for that reason too. A few repeated plants can look more intentional than many unrelated ones collected randomly over time. Now let's talk about one of the most powerful and underestimated things in a small garden: maintenance pressure. Sometimes a garden does not feel restful because it quietly reminds you of work every time you look at it. Gardens need trimming. Pots need replacing. Weeds are visible. The layout is awkward to maintain. Plants are struggling in the wrong place. Furniture needs care. The whole space feels like one more responsibility instead of one more support. And this is where it helps to be honest. A good garden is not the garden of an imaginary person with endless time and energy. A good garden should fit the real person living with it. A good garden should fit with the real person's schedule, the real climate where it is located, the real body of the users and visitors, the real budget when planning and maintaining, and the real level of stamina of the owners. So if low-maintenance plants, fewer containers, easier access, and simpler arrangements would make the garden more sustainable for you, then that is not a compromise. That is a good design. A restful garden has to be gentle not only when you sit in it, but also when you take care of it. And I think that matters even more now, because many people are craving refreshment, but not more pressure. People want some beauty, some green, some seasonal renewal, but they do not want another expensive or exhausting project. People want an outdoor space that gives energy back, not one that constantly asks for more. That is why the most comforting small gardens are often not the most elaborate ones. The most comforting gardens are the ones with a few thoughtful decisions. The most comforting gardens are the ones that have clearer purpose. The most comforting gardens are less visual mess. The most comforting gardens have one comfortable place to sit. The most comforting gardens have a softer sense of boundary. The most comforting gardens have a planting style that feels calmer. And finally, the most comforting gardens have a level of care that matches real life. That kind of garden may never appear in a glossy magazine, but it can become deeply meaningful in everyday life. That kind of garden can become the place where you drink tea in the morning, sit for 10 quiet minutes in the afternoon, notice the weather changing, watch something bloom, recover from a difficult day, or simply breathe a little differently than you do indoors. And really, that is a beautiful thing. So if your small garden feels a little disappointing right now, do not assume you need a major makeover. Maybe what it needs is less pressure, more intention, and one or two choices that make the space easier to enjoy. Because a restful garden is not about having more. A restful garden is about creating a small outdoor place that gently invites you back. And sometimes that is more than enough. If you enjoyed this kind of conversation, stay with me, because I want to keep exploring spaces that are not only beautiful to look at, but truly supportive to live with, both inside and outside the home. Please subscribe, like, and share. Click your notification bell so you can be in the first to know group when a new educational video is appearing. Design SK Studio channel is the place where you can learn about design tutorials for better living. See you in the next educational video. Thank you for watching.